Hello, welcome back to Put the Tip In review and preview on the 3rd of November. What's going on? So our football bet has just closed up. What I've been waiting for, um, we've missed out by a yellow card. And Lazio fouled a fair whack times. The ref just didn't give it. And to be fair, um, I wouldn't say necessarily any of them stand out as yellow cardable, but you would hope with that many fouls, um, that one would be given. Um, but it is what it is. We're still up on our football bets. The thing that's really confusing is the horse racing. Um, we're 16 down for the day. We had a 9-1 place, um, and it was just a bit all over the shop. Um, just running through to find that. So the Wizard of I ran a perfectly okay race, just not good enough, not close enough to kind of the pace to do anything. Scenario obviously ran a very good race, and I'm frustrated because if I'm perfectly honest, Scenario should have won. Um, Scenario found itself too far in the back. It's poor ride, poor positioning, um, because the way it finished the race off, you give it maybe 50 yards, and that's a different result because of the positioning. If the positioning in the race had been better, Scenario wins 9-1. We return 50 off that, and I'm talking a very different game. Jack's Edge also ran a very good race, just very competitive. Um, and that was kind of my play race of the day. I felt Jack's Edge was the strongest, and that's just where I came down. Um, but what I'm kind of getting to is I think I need to start using my intuition. We've got the algorithm, but last before we introduced the tier system, I still kind of, you know, I guess picked my way through and went with my gut at times. And I've kind of been using the algorithm a bit more strictly with the tier system. Um, that can be shown by the fact that our tier two today absolutely shone. Um, Street Life, by the way, the bonus bet of the day, obviously placed, came in nicely. Um, at 18s, returns very nicely. Uh, and that would have been intuition, and I'd have probably pop that in. Um, and looking at that tier two, if I'm honest, non-stop that placed I wouldn't have put in, but reputation I definitely would have. Felt it was consistent. Um, Shuma's probably not so much, but again, True Colors who won, I'd have leaned maybe. That would have been closer, but reputation would have definitely been in there, and then our tier one would have been in profit. So I'm kind of still gonna try this for a couple of days more because I feel like we need to because it's only fine margins. Because like I say, if if scenario was closer, then we end up in profit. But that isn't how the data nuts. So I'm going to give it a couple more days and see, um, and we'll go from there. Um, but looking forward to tomorrow. Um, I'll go through kind of where I'm at right now. So we've got, um, I don't even know how many horses it is. It's around, I think, 10, 11 at this point. And then some others as well, because I'm going to see how the odds play out. So we're going to first do the extra place races, and then I've actually got some of non-extra place races to look at. Um, so looking forward to tomorrow. We've got the 125 at Red Car, King's School at 5-1, the 240 at Lingfield, Advertorial at 11-2, the 310 at Lingfield, Rainbow Sign at 5-1, the 350 at Fairy House, Savo Park at 8-1, 3 on Thursday, 11-2 in the 340 at Lingfield. Also in the 340 at Lingfield, Chico Dulce at 11-2. Also in the 340 at Lingfield, Royal Jet at 11 to 1. And also in the 340 at Lingfield, Chloe's Courage at 11 to 1. That one's a one. Obviously, I need to do a bit more research into it, and also see how the odds kind of play out. In the 357 at Redcar, we've got Poet's Dawn at 30 to 2, and also a very overpriced Martin's Brig at 20 to 1. Like that price. By the way, the long shot for the day to Delegate the Lord felt ran a good race. Again, poor positioning. I thought should really have done better, and really in reality did just miss out. Just needed to be a bit closer to the pace. Um, in the Finally, to finish off in the 6:30 at Wolverhampton, we have Mr. Nugget, which is the um, bet I really like of the day so far. It's the one I'm going to be putting money on tonight, and then Moon Over the Sea at 9 to 1. Also, that's where we're at with the extra place races. Looks like it's going to be quite a small field tomorrow by the time the odds have played out overnight. Um, However, I do also have seven I'm going to look at in the non-extra place races. So in the 12:25 at Redcar, Hound Hill at 9 to 1. In the 1:55 at Redcar, Abito at 6 to 1. A huge odds horse, 102 Warwick Oasis Sunrise at 40 to 1. Just think massively overpriced on the form. But there's to me there's a couple of these that really are. In the 3:22 at Wolverhampton, Macaron at 6 to 1. This is the horse I think in the non-place races I think is heavily overpriced. King of Speed at 18 to 1. We're just waiting for that one bounce back run. And that's the 6 o'clock of Wolverhampton. The 12:15 at Fairyhouse, Cuminol, 12 to 1, and La Dame Blanche in the 2:15 at Fairyhouse at 16 to 1. I'm going to see how the odds play with those and whether I want to include them on the basis of how little extra place race stuff we've got. Um, Still need to do my research on the football bets, but that's where we lie. Um, I am aware of the fact that kind of like today's a loss again, and I need to look at it. I'm just going to give it a couple more days to see because I just feel like we've got unlucky with a couple of really bad rides, or like one each day, one bad ride each day that could change the fate of those. Um, but I don't want to be saying that every day. So we'll give it a couple more days. We'll see where we sit, and we'll go from there. Um, I will catch up with you in the morning with our tier system and our football bets. See you then.